I'm Adeze Jengi. I'm delighted that you could join us on this episode of African Brand. On today's episode, we will be having a report on the renewable energy sector in Nigeria, where we get to sit with captains and leaders of the renewable energy sector who will broaden our horizons on the advantages and usefulness of solar energy to mankind. Stay tuned.
Energy is central to social and economic well-being. Yet, more than 1 billion people have no access to electricity. Basic human needs are met by energy. 625 million people in Africa have no power. This is sad for a continent rich in fossil fuels and renewable resources. The energy infrastructure in Africa is problematic. Africa needs light. Africa needs energy. According to the United Nations Sustainable Energy for All, UNSEA, the clean energy transition offers us an historic economic opportunity for growth and job-rich development. That's why in September 2015, the world's leaders came together to agree on 17 Sustainable Development Goals. The world is calling for us to secure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable and modern energy for all by 2030. Sadly, Africa is not listening. But there are signs of improvement. SALPHA Energy is taking advantage of this opportunity. SALPHA Energy offers state-of-the-art solar energy products to fuel and inspire clean living and provide practical non-polluting lighting options to people in developing nations. These innovative solar products can light up homes and charge mobile devices. It is clean, safe, and avoids the need for relying on dirty alternatives like wood, kerosene, explosive gas, and so on. Now, Africa can smile again with effort towards illuminating Africa and the world in general, brightening homes, lightening minds, and helping the world achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. SALPHA Energy, solar.
Lande Abudu, Executive Secretary of Renewable Energy Association of Nigeria. The Renewable Energy Association of Nigeria, REN, is an independent, non-profit industry association founded by stakeholders in the renewable energy sector in Nigeria to be the umbrella association for all renewable energy promoters, enabling and encouraging the sustainable development of the Nigerian economy through renewable energy, as the link between the industry, the government, consumer groups, international organizations, and other renewable energy associations.
It was founded just over 3 years ago, and we are private sector practitioners. All my members are all developers in the renewable energy world, and we all came together and said, look, how do we better the space and how do we create awareness about sustainability? How do we engage government to do better for the sector? So that's what gave birth to REN. And I'd say our major mission and vision, the mission is to be the umbrella association for renewable energy, but our vision is to promote the strategies that will make sure that we have at least 40% of the energy mix to be renewable in Nigeria. I'm sure you've heard about Vision 30-30-30. So REN has said, yes, government has this vision to encourage 30 gigawatts of electricity by renewable energy, at least 30% by the year 2030. So that's the 30-30 vision. So our vision is taking it one step ahead and saying we even want to increase it to 40%. And that's what drives our activities. The first importance of alternative energy is to have an alternative source to the national grid, which is not always fit for purpose, or to even have a choice, even if you have national grid. But more to the point is renewable energy is also green, and that's what we should be championing. The importance of alternative energy is that it's cleaner, it can be more reliable, and given what the global climate is now, some people are climate skeptics, but we know that climate change is real. So if you have an alternate source, rather than fossil fuels, it's cleaner, it's healthier for all of us, and improves lifestyle. So that's the importance in a nutshell. That's the plan. That's why I said our vision is to make sure that we increase renewable energy in the energy mix. It's very, very possible. It's very possible because the addiction is a need. It's not an addiction just because. Generators started because there was no electricity. So in terms of displacing it, costs are going down with renewable energy significantly. So that will drive, and technology is increasing, that will drive the way that we see generators being phased out. Everybody is tired of the noise, everybody is tired of the fumes, so that's the biggest selling point. If you were to install any solar technology into your house today, trust me, you'll come back in less than a year and say, I can't believe life could be so good. That's the simple truth. We all like to have comfort. The comfort comes when you have peace of mind. You're not coming up cranking a petrol generator, the fumes, the noise. So yes, I definitely think in the quite near future we can.
Energy consumption is a huge part of our daily lives. We eat with energy. We travel with energy. We work with energy. And we even flirt with energy. But where does all of this energy come from? Today we gather most of our energy from coal, oil and natural gas, also known as fossil fuels. Additionally, we gather energy from biomass, nuclear and renewables. Fossil fuels consist of extracted decomposed organisms and plants that existed millions of years ago. Biomass converts plants into biometric material to produce energy. Nuclear energy is released during nuclear fusion. Lastly, renewable energy comes from a source that's not depleted when used, such as wind or solar power. But what's the profound difference between them? How they affect our planet? Fossil fuels cost more than what we pay at the pump and impacts our environment in many ways. These impacts include global warming, air quality deterioration, oil spills, and acid rain. It's also projected that fossil fuel resources will be depleted within the next 50 to 100 years. Biomass and nuclear energy also have similar issues. We need a solution relatively fast, and luckily, we have one. Renewable energy comes from resources which naturally replenish in our lifetime, whereas fossil fuels are a one-time use resource in the human timescale. Resources for renewable energy include sunlight, wind, rain, tides, waves and geothermal heat. The best part is that we don't need to compromise our planet to harness it, nor do we have to rely on other nations for these resources, which history has shown to be a contributor to war, famine and political instability. So, how do we get this to look like this? Presently we have the technology to be 100% renewable reliant. The truth is, our infrastructure is built around our fossil fuel dependency. If we could convert our infrastructure to what's known as a supergrid, we would be able to rely on clean, renewable energy. So, what's it going to be? Will our children live in a world full of pollution? Or should they continue the path of evolution? To learn more about a 100% clean, renewable energy future,
SALPHA Energy Limited, with a mission to addressing the huge market need for energy by enabling people harness the infinite source of light that freely grants accessibility to everyone. Sandra Chukwudozie, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, SALPHA Energy.
SALPHA Energy. My name is Sandra Chukwudozie. I want you guys to know that energy access is important for Africa. It's important for our transformation. We retail solar home systems, and those solar home systems can charge your phone, power bulbs, power DC fans, and also play music, Bluetooth for answering calls and all that. So we have that, and we also have solar generators that can power laptops, fans, TVs, fridges. And then we do something for businesses, big businesses like the ones you see at the banks, the bank ATMs. And we also do for agriculture, for farms, helping them to chill their milk, to chill their vegetables, their frozen meats and fish. So we do all spectrum for everyone. And I want you to, come work with SALPHA, be engaged in what we do. And I want young people to sit up to the challenge. I want young people to be advocates of fighting climate change. And let's make the world a better place. Let's make Africa and Nigeria a better place. Energy understands the price point of all customers from the lowest to the highest rung. And we know that when you want to purchase, for example, solar energy, the prices can be daunting because it's a large upfront cost. For example, a solar generator that we sell is 120,000 naira, right? If you tell somebody, okay, bring 120,000 naira to buy this gen, it sounds expensive. But if you look at the fact that a lot of households spend at least 2,000 naira a day on diesel, and you multiply by 30, you have 60,000. And you multiply by 120, you have 720,000. And if you subtract the cost of 120,000, you have 600,000 naira left. And my gosh, you can use that for so many things. You can use that, save it in a new business, paying tuition fees. So solar unlocks finances, and it's very important that people are aware of this. And this is how we advertise and we educate customers on these benefits. Because we interact with large stakeholders, suppliers, investors, and all that. So it's important that we are transparent in what we do. Like, for example, we use Internet of Things with our pre and post customer support, where we are able to, tell customers how the product should be used and help them troubleshoot issues that could arise. And also we interface with our manufacturers with product warranties. When warranties are unlocked, we communicate with them, we tell them what the issues are, how they can improve. And also in terms of advocacy, so much of our advocacy is done online, and we reach more people in different continents through this. And so that's how we employ that into our system. People see the brand, people see SALPHA, and then they love the brand, they want to be affiliated to the brand. But then I want people to know about the people behind the brand, because the people behind the brand are alphas. So if you flip SALPHA around, you have alphas. So alphas are people who are determined to achieve no matter what. They are go-getters, they're ambitious people. So we are fully committed to making the world a better place through solar energy. And we turn that into everything that we do, and we're excited for what the future holds, and definitely more coming from SALPHA Energy. There's going to be more coming from us. For example, in Nigeria, we would be aiming to power 500,000 people. That's about 5 million people. And we want to do this through solar and through other collaborations in different sectors like agriculture. More to come. But the thing is that Nigeria is the largest country in Africa, and Nigeria serves as a springboard to reach certain stratospheres. If you can make it in Nigeria, you can make it anywhere in the world. So we want to start with Nigeria and conquer Nigeria, and then move regionally. Energy and regional integration go hand in hand. If you look at the countries that don't have access to energy, it's mostly African countries. So it's not about Nigeria, it's about aligning with these other nations and creating a sure path to energy access. Now, it's also important that apart from energy, we really harness the talents and skills of young people of all generations. It would be so exciting to go into a country like Mozambique, Ghana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and really connect with people who are passionate about energy and align them into SALPHA Energy's mission and vision and brand. I look forward to that so much. And there's a word in Swahili that says, umoja. That's the word for Africa unites. So I can't wait for that. I think I'm really, really hyped about traveling across Africa and doing that sort of thing. Solar, wind, hydro is important to diversifying the energy mix of the world, of Nigeria, because we can't continue to rely on imports. Imports are really not sustainable, and they inflate the cost of, competing as a business. If you look at businesses in Nigeria, about 40% of their costs are energy costs. We have to really do something about it and provide cleaner and sustainable ways of powering these businesses. And also with regards to socio-economic development, you see women, for example, who are so much affected by indoor air pollution. They are your mama puts, they are your aunties who cook and who are inhaling, bad fumes. You don't see these fumes sometimes, but then they go into the body and they do something horrible there. So when you introduce renewable energy, you are automatically cutting the harmful effects of pollution. You're giving somebody life. It's important that we have cold storage facilities that are powered by renewable sources, which can reduce the effects of not being able to have access to these things.
The PowerFlow 200 is a solar power generator designed to effectively meet the energy requirements in home and field environments. Get started by placing both 200-watt solar panels under direct sunlight, preferably on a rooftop. Connect the charging cables to the plus and minus points accordingly. Then your generator starts to charge. Turn on the circuit breaker and the power button and the generator is ready for use. The generator has an inbuilt cooling system and a digital AC charger, which enables charging the generator with electricity. The green inverter light indicates inverter is active. The red protect light indicates overcharging. The green charge light indicates the charging process. The red load light comes on when the load on the generator exceeds the 600 watts limit. When fully charged, the generator will power 8 DC bulbs, LED TV, DC fan, laptop, tabletop fridge, and charge your mobile phones for 16 hours. The generator also comes with FM radio with a designated retractable antenna for clear signal reception and various ports for MP3 play. The SALPHA PowerFlow generator also comes in smaller sizes, PowerFlow 75 and PowerFlow 45. SALPHA Energy, solar for the people.
Adesanya, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Fibersec Limited. Fibersec Limited is Nigeria's premier electronic security and renewable energy company that is committed to providing responsive, affordable, innovative, and prompt services in electronic surveillance, communications, and renewable energy.
Fibersec Limited got incorporated in 2007 as an offshoot of a much older company. Our parent company is Nigerian Nigeria Limited. We have been in the industry providing information technology services, power, renewable energy. But 3 years ago, we decided to shoot off Fibersec to focus purely on the renewable market. The kind of experience we've had, we've been an active provider of a software solution to the utility market, and we saw the gap that was in the industry. As of the time of privatization in 2013, there are less than 2 million customers on PACN network. You compare to a population of 200 million people, that will tell us the kind of gap that you have between the energy requirement and what currently PACN was providing them. That was actually the kind of motivation, that moves us into that industry, that this energy gap needs to be bridged, and coupled with the fact that as an engineering student, I worked on an inverter project way back in 1984. So the very first venture we got into was we actually produced a model, which was tested. But then, of course, there were no producing capacity in the country. That was actually what put that one to a halt. But after some few years, we know that this energy gap will not go away. And as a firm belief that the Nigerian experience through telecommunication will be almost the same thing that will be repeated in power. Because it will be impossible, for the power company to be able to bridge the energy gap. And we need to have a kind of retail energy solution, that individual businesses companies will be able to do on their own. Even here, as we are sitting here, we've been off the grid for the past 4 years. So we've been running purely, on solar energy. We have a number of panels on our roof. We have a stack of battery and inverter, and we've been able to, so it's really possible today, to run, without NEPA, and we actually were a proof that it happens. So it's not, and we actually think that the future is in renewable energy. And you really look at the industry, you look at the experience of other countries. As of today, California, 30% of all the energy mix is coming from renewable. West Germany, the same thing, and China. In fact, China is pushing close to 35% of their whole energy mix. And in our own case, with abundance of sun, with the abundance of space that we have, there's really no reason why we can't actually do much, much better than what we're doing currently. Through the provision of reliable and cost-effective energy solution, for residential, for commercial, and for industrial market, and to also seek in the medium term the local production of these components in the country. One of the biggest problems that we had, which has given renewable energy a bad name over the past few years, is that a lot of poor quality components has come into the country from India, from China, by people who know next to nothing in the industry. You find that you look at the number of engineers that are involved in the industry, they are really very few. So you find that a lot of marketers has come into the industry, and of course nobody actually pay attention, to the technical quality of what is coming to the market. And that has led to a situation where you buy a battery today, like in a year's time, it has failed, and you need to buy another one. So that's one of the key reasons that we're looking at the market to be sure that the quality of the company that are coming in, they are high grade, they're economical, so that you can actually build a solution that will enable residents, commercial companies to be able to reap value, in their investment. So their projection is that a typical, even low-cost residential solution will be able to offer service for minimum of 5 years. So, and that's the kind of scenario, we're building. And like I said, we've tested with ourselves. So the first thing, before you begin to apply the medicine to a patient, you want to take it yourself. And that's why we took the plunge 4 years ago, and we cut off, from PHCL. And we've been able to run this past 4 years, without having to recourse, to electric, except for during those times when you have like 7 days sustained rate. Maybe that's the only time we have to use gasoline generator to supplement. And we've tried it in all the individual homes, not only myself, all our staff. So we've taken our product home, and all the experience we had that this thing works. Averagely before, I used to buy like 100 liters of diesel a week. And now that one has gone down to once in 6 months, to tell you. And we actually in my house, we can count, we've done more than 72 hours without grid, and we're working fine. So the solution, all the company, you need to build a solution that will lower energy cost. And the situation is going to get a little more economically demanding for a lot of people that remain on grid. Because the MITO plan of NEC, really the regulator is meant to be increasing the tariff every 6 months. They've not done that for a lot of years because of the maybe political consideration. But we know the next one is coming in 2020. And every 6 months, that one will be going up. So really, we're at such a stage now that the economic mix is on the side of renewable energy. The cost of solar panels are going down. You're having more reliable batteries coming to the market. The efficiency of the inverters are improving. In fact, I could tell you we have a new battery which will be launching soon in the market. That a typical battery will take you like 16 hours to charge fully. But we have a battery that can do it in 2 hours, under 2 hours. In fact, 108 minutes exactly. So that means that if you're in an area where your supply is poor or even the sun is low, even with the little sun that you have, you can be sure that you can charge your system, up to speed, and you'll be able to have at least a restful night without having to bother with heat, like currently like we're experiencing now.
On this note, we've come to an end of another incisive episode of African Brand. I believe that in the nearest future, every home and office will be able to afford a good solar system. If you feel your company has what it takes to solve the power issues in Nigeria, do send us an email to info@africansbrands.com. Thank you so much for joining us. See you next week.